So Graham Linehan, if you don't know who Graham is, he's a comedian responsible for the It Crowd and several other amazing, funny shows. He was recently arrested upon setting foot in the UK. Seems like a rather utopia, doesn't it? What exactly was Graham arrested for, you may be wondering? For several transphobic posts over on X. Harmful transphobic posts. You guessed it, ladies and gentlemen. They're now arresting comedians, not just for jokes, but for a voice. A voice out, well, they're actually common sense approaches, but according to the UK, it's considered to be hate speech. So this is happening all over the UK, ladies and gentlemen, in case you were wondering. But to actually have 5 police officers, I mean, it kind of reminded me of Tommy Robinson when he arrived back, and he was actually innocent. He's been vindicated, ladies and gentlemen. It found that he defended himself against that crazed person, the crazed lunatic that came after him. And now they want to do the exact same thing to Paul Graham, who has been a staunch defender of women for a very long time. And even J.K. Rowling has hit out at the government and the police for what they're doing. How crazy is that? J.K. Rowling has a massive voice, in case you were wondering. She's like the uncancelable woman at the moment. So Graham, upon setting foot at Heathrow Airport, was arrested immediately. Here is what he had to say. At Heathrow police station, my belt, bag, and device were confiscated. Then I was shown into a small green tiled cell with a bunk, a silver toilet in the corner, and a message from Crime Stoppers on the ceiling next to a concave mirror that was presumably there to make you reflect on your life choices. By some miracle, probably because I hadn't slept on the flight, I managed to doze off. After the premier economy seat in which I had spent 10 hours, it was actually a relief to stretch out. That passed the time, though. I kept waking up wondering if it was all actually happening. Later during the interview itself, the tone shifted. The officer conducting it asked about each of the terrible tweets in turn, which, with the sort of earnest intensity usually reserved for discussing something serious like, oh, I don't know, crime? I explained that the Hunch tweet was a serious point made with a joke. Men who enter women's spaces are abusers, and they need to be challenged every time. The punch in the bollocks bit was about the height difference between men and women. The bollocks being closer to punch level for a woman defending her rights, and certainly not a call to violence. Not one of my best, as one of the female officers said, we're not that small. He mentioned trans people. I asked him what he meant by the phrase, people who feel their gender is different than what was assigned at birth. I said, assigned at birth, our sex isn't assigned. He called it semantics. I told him he was using activist language. The damage Stonewall has done in the UK police force will take years to mend. That's from Graham. The UK arrested comedian Graham Linehan over tweets or posts he made on X defending women's rights. How about that? How crazy is it? 3 gender critical tweets. In a country where PDF files escape sentencing, where knife crime is out of control, where women are assaulted and harassed every time they gather to speak, the state had mobilized 5 armed officers to arrest a comedy writer. Graham's single bail condition is that he's not allowed to go on X. We do not believe Graham's arrest or the bail conditions imposed were lawful. We will be backing him all the way in his fight against these preposterous allegations and the disproportionate response from the police. This is from the Free Speech Union. 5 armed police officers to arrest a comedy writer over 3 gender critical tweets. Have you ever heard something so outrageous and so crazy as that? I don't think so. But these days, you can be arrested for a post you make on social media because it offends somebody. Because we've got such a weak society at the moment of very offended people. That's nuts, if you ask me. Graham, I'm with you, mate. All the way from Australia, I stand with you. Because to me, this is unjust. What's happening in the UK is showing the entire world just how corrupt and how backwards the country really is. And this is the country, my friends, that gave us freedom of speech and democracy in the first place. But yet, guess what's happened? It's uprooted itself and it's destroying itself from within. You know how? Stupid ideologies, that's how, that have come in and wreaked havoc. And you've got a comedy writer being arrested for posts that he made on X, no less. You had J.K. Rowling, you had many, many people, famous people. You had Konstantin Kisin. I think Joe Rogan will make a comment at some point because he recently had Graham on his podcast. Who knows if he'll say something. The UK government found to be, you can't post anything negative about transgenders. The UK has no free speech anymore. Feelings of transgenders and migrants come before the rights of actual citizens or anyone else for that fact. Like, totally preposterous and out of touch, out of control. Anyway, just I guess we've got to continue to pray and hope for the best for Graham. I mean, I know he's out on bail at the moment, but he shouldn't even have been arrested in the first place. That's how backwards the UK actually is. And ladies and gentlemen, in Australia, it's coming to us. Because whatever the UK does, we usually do next. We're watching the UK very closely, and Albanese has already given away Australia to India, China, you name it. He's already sold this country out. He's already backwards enough in his ideologies, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Just like Keir Starmer knows what he's doing. They're all just as bad as each other. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care, be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.